We are back once again. It's probably 60 seconds since I last pressed stop on my last video. And during those 60 seconds, I took a sip of coffee. I sort of looked around and I found myself thinking, pondering, should I make another one like I normally do? The sense of dissatisfaction I was experiencing when making my last video was pushing me towards kind of not making another one. My last video, I'm happy with how it went overall because I'm not adding value to the good and the bad. But that experience of discomfort that I was able to move through sort of had me in this place of, should I make another one? I felt as though I was not really finding much to say in that first one. I wasn't going to be gleefully skipping away like I was after I made my video last night, which I was so proud of. But again, we will repeat. All of these things are non-factors. The sense of dissatisfaction, not a factor. The feeling of not knowing what to say, not a factor. Because we know how this goes. We know how this goes. If there's a sense of dissatisfaction, we speak on it. We release it. If there's a sense of not knowing what to say, or a moment of silence, we speak on it. Because that is where we find ourselves in that moment. We confront our experience without fear. We confront our experiences of discomfort without fear. We allow ourselves to not know what to say and to sit in silence. And about 10 seconds ago, I just noticed that I'm using we again. And I'm just going to go with this. I'm just going to go with this because I'm going with the flow. This is pure expression. I will repeat myself. Pure expression in the moment without thought. We are here and we are speaking and we are using we instead of I for a reason, as I said yesterday, that I am so unaware of. It's just happening. It just is. And what is must be accepted. To deny what is never goes well. In my experience of healing and self-discovery, denying reality, your inability to see reality, running from reality is a root of so much pain and suffering. It's like so much of the pain and suffering we experience is not the original wound of whatever, it's our response to it. And when you finally stop running and you begin to sit with what is, when you allow yourself to be running, when you allow yourself to judge, that is the first step. Eventually you come to a place where you can sit with the actual wound. You can actually sit with it And though it may be painful, it is not scary. It is not as big of a deal as it was when you ran from it. This topic is one I did not really anticipate getting into. And now I find myself feeling, I'm thinking to myself, did I want to get into that? Was I prepared to speak on that topic? Did I do it justice? It doesn't matter. We were in the flow. And it came out. And there's a sense of divine perfection in this moment, in that moment, in all moments. When you walk away from an experience and you judge yourself about how it went or about what you feel, I've gotten to this place where I've integrated this knowing, this sense of divine perfection. It's a level of faith. It's about faith. And for me, I was never a person who had faith my entire life. For me, faith in God only came into my life over the past year and a half. Excuse me. And I did not anticipate talking about this, but we are here, and it is happening. I don't think I want to get too deeply into my experience with connecting with God, at least at this moment. But I will say that I do feel it is important. I do feel it is part of why I am here, to share my testimony, to share the way my life has changed since connecting with God. And people from my past would be very surprised. Not that I've been a godless person, I've always been a very good, honest, fair, moral person. I just did not have God in my life. And now I'm feeling insecure with how this video is going. There's a sense of a desire to press stop. But what were we just talking about? Divine perfection. I was feeling a dissatisfaction with what I began to speak about. I began to feel a dissatisfaction with my inability to articulate something within me that is so complex. And I felt as though I was not doing it justice. And I felt dissatisfied. Part of me wanted to press stop. But again, divine perfection. There is perfection in this video. The only reason I feel that there is not is because of this emotion, this value judgment I am placing on myself and my performance. This is one of those videos where that is going to be extremely valuable in my opinion. This is one of those videos that this channel requires, because this channel is about reality. This channel is about truth. And if I were to remove these types of videos, that would go against everything I believe in. All it calls for me to do is confront my fear. And you know what? I can absolutely do that. I have done it over and over and over. I have not stopped. I keep moving, and I will keep moving. I will keep growing. And over the last half of this video, we've turned something that I experienced and unconsciously and consciously judged as a negative into such a positive. And we can end this video now with the birds.